The Baptist General Convention of Texas, BGCT, holds annual statewide conferences. In January 1989, they chose the North Shore of Lake Livingston, where the Union Baptist Association, composed of all Baptist churches in the greater Houston area, operates a large conference center called Trinity Pines. The conference focused on church growth, and I went because I was seriously considering starting a new church. The conference started on Monday and was scheduled to end with lunch on Wednesday. On Tuesday night, I joined a BGCT executive and friend named J.V. Thomas for a long walk. J.V. had become a walker after his heart attack, so we exercised together the last night of the conference. Months earlier, I had begun thinking that it was time for me to start a new congregation. Before embarking on such a venture, I wanted as much information as I could get. I knew that J.V. had as much experience and knowledge about new church development as anyone in the BGCT. Because he had started many successful churches in the state, most of us recognized him as the expert. As we walked together that night, we talked about my starting a new church, when to do it, where to plant it. I wanted to know the hardships as well as the pitfalls to avoid. He answered my seemingly endless questions and raised some issues I hadn't thought about. We walked and talked for about an hour. Despite the cold, rainy weather, we had a wonderful time together. J.V. remembers that time well. So do I. But for a different reason. It would be the last time I would ever walk normally. On Wednesday morning, the weather worsened. A steady rain fell. Had the temperature been only a few degrees cooler, we couldn't have traveled because everything would have been frozen. The morning's meeting started on time. The final speaker did something Baptist preachers almost never do. He finished early. Instead of lunch, the staff at Trinity Pines served us brunch at about 10:30. I had packed the night before, so everything was stowed in my red 1986 Ford Escort. As soon as we finished brunch, I said goodbye to all my friends and got into my car to drive back to the church where I was on staff, South Park Baptist Church of Alvin, a Houston bedroom community. When I started the engine, I remembered that only 3 weeks earlier I had received a traffic ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. I had been on my way to preach for a pastor friend who was going to have throat surgery. A Texas trooper had caught me. That ticket still lay on the passenger seat, reminding me to pay it as soon as I returned to Alvin. Until I received the ticket, I had not usually worn a seatbelt. But after that, I changed my ways. When I looked at that ticket, I thought, I don't want to be stopped again. So I carefully fastened my seatbelt. That small act would be a crucial decision.